Kusabi family. Um, we got a couple of interesting things to look at today. Like, how church used to be, but how it's no longer that way. So I want to start off with salute to everyone watching by Yazarala Facebook page. Salute to everyone watching by Yashayahu Facebook page. Salute to everyone watching by Left Ship to Healing RA Facebook page. Salute to everyone watching by King David YouTube channel. Salute to everyone watching by I Am King David YouTube channel. Salute to everyone watching by We Are Bantu Periscope TV or Bantu Usulele Twitter account. Salute to Goshen. Salute to Michaela and Micah. Daddy loves you. May the will of Yah be done upon this earth as it is in heaven. This is another session of Truth Colors. My name is King David or King Music. And let's get started with the intro as we begin to dig in and see what's been going on in the world.
Other Psalms.
Revelations. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image, and receive his mark into his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Elohim, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. And the smoke of their torment ascendeth up forever and ever. And they have no rest day nor night who worship the beast in his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. Satan cast into the lake of fire. And the devil that deceived them was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone, where the beast and the false prophet are, and they shall be tormented day and night forever and ever. The great white throne. And I saw a great white throne, and him that sat on it, from whose face the earth and the heaven fled away, and there was found no place for them. And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before Elohim, and the books were open, and another book was open, which was in the book of life. And the dead were judged out of those things which were written in the books, according to their works. And the sea gave up the dead which were in it, and death and hell delivered up the dead which were in them, and they were judged, every man according to their works, in death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death, and whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire. But I will tell you what will happen to cowards and to everyone who is unfaithful or dirty-minded or who murders or is sexually immoral or uses witchcraft or worships idols or tell lies. They will be thrown into that lake of fire and burning sulfur. This is the second death.
Your haters, not your haters, they're your fruit testers.
Be
Your haters, not your haters, they're your fruit testers. Hey, who I said we your haters, not your haters, they're your fruit testers. Multitude like your haters, not your haters, they're your fruit.
Beats by all the songs.
Truth colors, truth colors, truth colors, truth colors, truth colors, truth colors. Hey, when you learn the truth, it will set you free. Many are held captive, stolen identity. But let me just shoot the breeze, release you from Satan's squeeze. He's all like enemies, no matter the color you see. That truth frame,
By all the songs.
truth colors, truth colors, truth colors, truth colors, truth colors, yeah, truth colors.
All right. Um, well, there's been a lot of strange things just taking place all over. Couple of things we're going to go look at because some of these things are not normal. Um, we had some stuff taking place in Israel, but I can't wait to get to the come as you to go to the. We came from come as you are to come vaccinated, which is hilarious on so many levels. Cause we know how it was going to the church. Come as you are. Just go on and come as you are. Not no more. Nope. You gotta show up with vaccination status. If you want to come up and lift your hands in the sanctuary, you gotta show a vaccination status that you have already received 2 jabs in your arm. Got some things loading over here. That's the one I want. All right. So we have um there's a couple of things going on. Let's share the screen. All right. Here we go with Japan. I wonder what the world Japan did. You know. This is Israel though. This is supposed to be so-called Israel. Look at the sky over there. Like something dark, a scary movie or something. What are they spraying over there? Oh, it's fire again. Another fire. The place is catching on fire over there. There's a fire over in so-called Israel again. Well, Ashdod, Israel. Let's call it what it is. Ashdod. Just as the scripture says. All right. See what else we got going over here. What's that out? Uh-oh. Japan.
The Japan Meteorological Agency, JMA, reported that a submarine eruption occurred at Fukudoku Okinoba volcano at 6:20 local time today. Satellite images from Himawari confirmed a steam and gas plume that extended to the west of the volcano. The height of the plume is unknown and was not reported yet, but from available imagery seems to be of tens to hundreds meters above sea level. Fukudoku Okinoba is a submarine volcano 5 kilometers NE of the small pyramidal island Minami Iwojima in the Japanese volcano island chain. Eruptions and submarine hydrothermal activity often cause water discoloration in the area, and during eruptions, the volcano has built several temporary new islands. The first observation of a new island was in 1904-05 when it formed Shin Iwojima, New Sulphur Island. Small new islands were also formed during the eruptions in 1914 and 1986. Sulfur dioxide, SO2, levels in parts of Luzon are currently high due to the activity of the two volcanoes, Taal Volcano and a submarine volcano in Fukudoku Okinoba in Japan. What to expect? VOG, volcanic smog, is affecting the mentioned areas as Taal Volcano and a submarine volcano in Japan are still producing sulfur dioxide due to its activity. Air quality in these areas are expected to reach unhealthy levels. Hazy conditions are expected. What to do? Limit your exposure outside. Stay indoors as much as possible. Keep the doors and windows closed to avoid the VOG from entering your house. Wear mask to cover your nose and to avoid inhaling VOG. Wear also sunglasses as it can offer protection for your eyes. Always hydrate yourself to reduce throat irritation.
Okay. This one is crazy right here. Like crazy. Like it must be something happening over in Afghanistan, but we got picture. It is breaking news. Locals near Kabul airport claim that 3 young men who were holding themselves tightly in the tires of an airplane fell on top of people's houses. One of the locals confirmed this and said that the fall of these people made a loud and terrifying noise. That it did. Like a noise of boom, I'm dead. I mean, look at this. I wonder if that's one of them. They're looking over here like he ain't gonna make it. This is crazy. Like their whole city now has been taken over right now. Like, something's going on over there that they're trying to get away from. I thought that's the place to be that though, it's the place to be. Oh, look at this closely. You see that? There's a person coming out of this airplane. Something fell out the airplane. There it goes, right there. Two of them. Wow, I didn't even see it the first time. 1, 2. Woo-wee! Oh, I don't see no parachutes. Ooh. Yeah, that was Delph right there. That's Delph. That's definitely Delph right there. What is causing you to hang on for dear life on some tires of an airplane and you get kicked off? The gears is trying to go in and kick you off. Like, look at this. Look, they're going up in the air. You can see them still on the airplane as it is starting to ascend up into the air. What in the world is happening here to make them want to leave? Look, all they lavish stuff. Everything looks like it's in gold. This, ladies and gentlemen, is Esau, East Saudi Arabia. All right. Now, one I want to get to. This right here is crazy. Come as you are. Look at this. Metro Atlanta Church to require vaccination proof for in-person services. They ain't playing.
This unforgettable vacation memory. It didn't actually begin here.
Shut up.
Mask mandate in church. The pastor of Atlanta's Greater Piney Grove Baptist Church is now requiring worshipers to show proof of vaccination before they can come inside. He spoke with News Edge reporter Eric Perry about his decision.
The Reverend Dr. William Flippin Sr. says they are in phase 2 of their reopening, with only about 200 people being allowed inside for Sunday worship. They say everyone is welcome inside the house of the Lord, but you need your vaccination card to do so.
There are people who foolishly say they're covered under the blood. And I believe in being covered under the blood, but you also have good sense.
Leader of the Greater Piney Grove Baptist Church, Reverend William Flippin.
All right. So that's what he just said. He said that you can be covered under the blood, but it's also the Father gives you common sense. What is that? He literally just trumped over the blood with common sense. So now what does common sense play in? Common sense is none other than a tree of knowledge of good and evil. So, since they are now electing not to let anyone come in their church except those who've been vaccinated, I pray that the Father let stuff breaks out between those two, between all of them who have literally been vaccinated. So they cannot blame anyone who was unvaxxed to be what their cause of destruction was. So let the Father take his words and use them against him. Since they think that them being vaccinated, which they're putting their trust now solely in man, he even believes in science. How many people want him to be your pastor? This is Pastor Bucketmouth, and I believe that you can be covered in the blood, but you have to also be covered by common sense. Common sense is supposed to be good, right? The knowledge of good, right? That's the tree of knowledge of good and of evil. The word does not say anything of that, like that, of that nature. In fact, the word tells us to literally not to get this vaccination. That's what the words say. But he is literally trumping what the words say by the use of common sense. This is none other than a slave who is still under suppression by a white mentality. That's what he sounds like. Old master told us we need to be circumcised, be vaccinated. He said that we don't got to get circumcised. That's what the old master said. We ain't got to get circumcised. We just got to get vaccinated.
Flippin says he's taking no chances inside the house of the Lord, but you need your vaccination card to do so.
There are people who foolishly say they're covered under the blood.
Look what he said. There's some people who foolishly, listen to this. This is a so-called pastor. How you going to be a pastor, but you don't fully believe the word? When does the word need help? I am living witness that this word don't need no help. You're going to play your role, whether you want to or not. Whether you like your role or not, you're going to play it. You're going to play it to the T. So when you step before him and he actually judges you, you done played your role. Even think you getting away with some stuff that's already written into your script for you to play. So you ain't getting away with nothing. You think you getting away with doing it? Nah. The Father already know. He wrote that in your script. This man is literally coming against the blood of the Messiah and he said the blood is not enough. That's what he just said. The blood's not enough. So there's no way that the Father's going to let this ride. He done put down the blood of his only begotten son. Literally. He could have been all right saying, like, you know what? I'm just going to have the people take the vaccination. Blase. He could have left the church out. But now he is speaking blasphemies against the word. Complete blasphemy. He is now showing himself to be an anti-Messiah, to be a so-called believer while having unbeliever tendencies. If you have the mindset of, saying the Father gives you a word, but he gives you common sense, and the common sense over trumps the word, this is where that mindset comes from. It's coming from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. We have to let that stuff go. So it's not just you. It's not just, I know many people who act the same way. They say, oh, they believe, but then they come with these words like this. This is why I be looking at people like, what is wrong with y'all? Y'all don't believe. Listen, this person is a pastor. Means to shepherd over someone's soul. And he's telling the whole congregation, sell out. Do what the world is telling you to do. Sell out. The blood don't mean nothing. The blood needs some help. The blood wasn't enough. The blood needs some help. He is speaking blasphemy against the word.
And I believe in being covered.
Welcome inside the house of the Lord, but you need your vaccination card to do so.
There are people who foolishly say they're covered under the blood. And I believe in being covered under the blood, but you also have good sense.
Leader of the Greater Piney Grove Baptist Church, Reverend William Flippin, says he's taking no chances as he opens his doors to allow in-person worship.
We were extremely concerned about the elderly members coming to our church.
That's why the leader for over 3 decades decided worshipers must show proof of vaccinations. The church went virtual in March of 2020 and structured their reopenings in phases.
200 people coming, and they have to register. And our ushers, they have computers at the door, and they can easily look to see if you've registered and allow you to come in. Temperature check. One time you have to sign a waiver that you'll never say you got COVID at church.
Flippin says this was a team decision after he...
But what if you attend this church and everyone got COVID-19? What if you contacted when you're there? You signing a waiver saying you had never received COVID-19 while you're at church. This is to cover them if you do get COVID-19 later on from being in their presence. Why would you have to sign that if you covered under the blood and common sense together? What's the whole point of the signing the waiver? You got to sign a waiver saying you didn't get COVID-19 from the church.
Created a COVID task force.
Or they can easily look to see if you've registered and allow you to come in. Temperature check. One time you have to sign a waiver that you'll never say you got COVID at church.
Flippin says this was a team decision after he created a COVID task force.
Said, shame on you, false prophet. You don't have faith, turning people away who want to come to church.
Naturally, not everyone in the congregation and community agrees with this decision. He tells me they even had to let a staff member go who refused to get vaccinated.
We had 5 churches call. Tell us how you're doing it. Can you send us your documentation? You know, our lawyer advised that we make sure we have everything in writing as to what we're doing just in case someone wants to get mad.
Flippin says his prayer is that more people get the vaccine to stay safe, especially within minority communities where there's already still a lot of hesitancy.
We need to let the doctors and the science do their jobs and believe that they have the best interest of caring for us to the best of their ability and follow it.
Did you hear that? He has more care and more words to say about what they're doing in so-called science than what the word has to say. Listen to that again. He, ladies and gentlemen, is being exposed today as not being a true shepherd, but being a person who is truly an unbeliever. He don't believe in his book. He just only speaks it.
Flippin tells me once in minority communities where there's already still a lot of hesitancy.
We need to let the doctors and the science do their jobs and believe that they have.
So believe that the doctors and the science do their jobs. But what about the Almighty Creator? What about what he done? What about his job? Without him, they wouldn't have a job. So how do what they do trump what the Father does? That's exactly what he has just made a statement for. Now, since the word says we're going to go ahead and show, we're going to finish the rest of his stuff out, but we're going to show you what he has just done.
The best interest of caring for us to the best of their ability and follow it.
Flippin tells me once inside, worshipers are still spread out and have to wear masks. That is just as an extra safety blanket. Also, because of the Delta variant, they could return back to full virtual worshiping. Eric Perry, Fox 5 News.
All right. So now, let me just show you what just happened. All right. If you Therefore, everyone, look what he said. He hit the blood. The blood came from the Messiah, the only begotten Son of Yah. Therefore, everyone who confesses me before men, I will also confess him before my Father in heaven. But whoever denies me before men, I will also deny him before my Father in heaven. Do not assume that I have come to bring peace to the earth. I have not come to bring peace, but a sword. This man clearly said, came out of his mouth and said that most people foolishly will say that I'm covered by the blood. But I know better. You're supposed to be covered also with common sense. Now, the word says, if we speak then shake up a kingdom, all right? So to the Messiah, the mediator of a new covenant, and to the sprinkled blood that speaks a better word than the blood of Abel. See to it that you do not refuse him who speaks. For if the people did not escape when they refused him who warned them on earth, how much less will we escape if we reject him who warns us from heaven? This man has literally spoken against the act that the Father has done. The word clearly says in Ecclesiasticus, it tells us completely to get away, run, jump, play, get away, flee from sin as from the face of a serpent. For if thou comest too near it, it will bite thee. The teeth thereof are as the teeth of a lion, slaying the souls of men. The enemy comes but to steal, kill, and destroy. And everyone wants to always look every single where to find the beast. I wonder where the beast is. But we all know what the beast is. Why? Because we see it in Genesis chapter 3. The Father told us exactly who the beast is. Let us count his number. This whole Bible is riddled with parables. Now, the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field. Meaning what? The serpent is a beast. The mark of the beast will include a serpent. It will be coming from a serpent. And then those, what? Watch this. Those who worship, watch this, the beast and his image. Now, this is where we about to get things a little bit. It's gonna be plain. Like you can play with it if you want to, but it's to your own demise, right? So I need people to see this. You can play with this if you want to, all right? But y'all need to watch this right now. Those who worship the beast and his image. All right. So then we need to take a look at these things. So the Father's already talked about the serpent in the beginning. Nothing is going to happen without the Father already giving the okay of it, right? Surely nothing can happen. Let's look at that. Surely nothing. Surely the Father does nothing, right? We have this response in the word. So everything is going to come from the word. For Yah doth nothing without revealing his secret to his servants, the prophets. Surely the Father will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret. So if the serpent or the mark of the beast is what we see in Revelation, it's like a secret. It's something that's hidden. Look how long it's been hidden and how we just now looking at it so surely. We've been going over the serpent for so long, seeing the serpent, seeing the dragon, and never thought one time in our minds, oh, it's the snake, that's the beast. No one. Everyone's like, oh, it's a lion. It's a tiger, man. It's a bear. Ooh. It's all these things combined together as one. That's the beast right there. And that's far from it. The beast is talked about when he first shows up in the garden. That same beast, Father says, I will put enmity between you and the woman, between your seed and her seed. There's only one. There is no other scripture in the world where it says, I will put enmity between you and her. Let's look for that real quick. Let's look for it. I will put enmity between you and the woman. Boom. Right there. The fate of the serpent. Boom. Hence beast. And then we see this beast all throughout the scriptures chasing this woman. We see words like dragon, serpent, the ancient serpent, not realizing he's talking about the beast. So Yah said to the serpent, because you have done this, cursed. Remember, anyone who receives the mark of the beast in his name is what? Cursed, right? Let's look at that. Cursed is everyone who receives the beast and his mark. And the third angel followed them, calling out in a loud voice, if anyone worships the beast and its image and receives its mark on his forehead or on his hand, he too will drink the wine of Yah's anger, cursed, poured, undiluted into the cup of his wrath, and he will be tormented with fire and sulfur in the presence of the holy angels and of the Lamb. And this beast exercised all authority of the first beast and caused the earth and those who dwell in it to worship the first beast, whose mortal wound had been healed. The fate of the serpent. And I will put enmity between you and the woman, and between your seed and her seed. He will crush your authority, your power, and you will strike his heel. Meaning what? You will try to stop him, but you will not be able to stop him. He's going to be victorious in stopping you. And the dragon was enraged at the woman and went to make war with the rest of her children who keep the commandments of Yah and hold the testimony of the Messiah. And the dragon stood on the shore of the sea. And Yah sent fiery serpents among the people, and they bit the people, and much people of Yisolele died. And though they hide themselves in the top of Carmel, I will search and take them out thence. And though they be hid from my sight in the bottom of the sea, thence will I command the serpent, and he will bite them. The serpent. Look at it. He called the Pharisees, the Arabs, oh, generation of snakes, generation of vipers. You are the serpent seed, of the serpent seed, oh, generation of vipers. How can you, being evil, speak good things? For out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. Just saying. Y'all need to see what's going on here. We see that the serpent is literally what's going on right now. And then we're about to make this even that much more clear. Now, this pastor has told the people to run straight to the snake when the word says, flee from sin as from the face of a serpent. Now, the same person, same people he's running them to or sending them to is, watch this, who? The WHO organization. Now, what is so dangerous about the WHO organization that people would say, like, why would he bring up the WHO now? Because what WHO has on their for their symbol, here is the face of a literal serpent. And the scripture says to literally flee from sin as from the face of a serpent. Here's a face of a literal serpent with his tongue sticking out, two forks. Just saying. Not a coincidence. Made up for real. Now watch this. For if thou comest too near it, to the face of the serpent, you come too near it, what's going to happen to you? It will bite you. It's going to hurt you. And the teeth thereof are as the teeth of a lion. Now, what scripture does that tie in with? Be sober. Be vigilant. For what? For your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. See how it ties right in perfectly? You ain't got to make it fit. It just fits. Here's a part about the lion: be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. The way Ecclesiastes says, the teeth thereof are as the teeth of a lion. So the who is looking to devour like a lion, walketh about to destroy. Well, now, what is the enemy's job? What is his job to do? See the last part, what it says? Slaying the souls of men. Now, the enemy comes to do what? The enemy steals. He kills, right? He destroys. The thief comes only, look at this, comes only. I am the gate. If anyone enters through me, he will be saved. He will come in and go out and find pasture. The thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy. The who comes only to steal, kill, and destroy. And that's exactly what it says right here. Slaying the souls of men. That's exactly what the who's been doing. Slaying the souls of men. So in order for this man probably to keep what he's got coming in, he himself has rallied with so-called science. And we're going to see what he said in his own words. And these words will be used as a testament against him on the day he has to stand before the Father. DeKalb County, Georgia. A Metro Atlanta pastor and his team have made the decision to require worshipers to show proof of full vaccination status before they are allowed to enter for worship service. Well, we know the Father is not looking for people from his church to actually worship him. Reverend Dr. William Flippin Sr. is the pastor of the Greater Piney Grove Baptist Church and said it's his way. What happened to the Messiah being the way, the truth, and the life? But this is his way of stopping the spread and keeping his members safe. by trusting in what man say, not what the word say, what man say. Yeah, it was a great job. Good job. Good job. They have a wonderful pastor right here. This pastor can really see. He is not blind at all. Nope. He got 20/20 vision. For hell. There are people who foolishly look at this. These are his words against him. I hope you understand that. This is a word against him. He has spoken against the word. This is literally his word against the Father. There are people who foolishly say they are covered under the blood. I believe in being covered under the blood, but you also, there's a but to it, but you also have to have, but you also have good sense. Reverend William Flippin said, Flippin is taking no chances as he opens his doors to allow in-person worship. That means he's scared. This so-called pastor is scared of receiving COVID-19. Why? Because he don't have faith to believe he can actually overcome it. Why? Because this right here, this fear of his, is literally showing that he does not belong to the Father. He is one who's going to wake up on the second resurrection and say, why am I here? Did I not do this in your name? We were extremely concerned about the elderly members that come to our church. We are concerned about everybody, but particularly those we didn't want anyone to come on our campus and leave and say they became ill at our church. Flippin said, well, that's what's about to happen. That's what's about to happen. That's why the leader for over 3 decades decided worshipers must show proof of vaccinations. Are you serious? Mm. Mm. The church went virtual in March of 2020, and then structure is reopening in phases. We have 200 people coming and they register. We have 200 people coming and they register. Our ushers have a computer at the door and they can see if you registered and you can come in. We provide temperature checks and there's a one-time waiver. A one-time waiver you have to sign where you say you never got COVID at church. But what if you do later on? Flippin said. Flippin also said this was a team decision after he created a COVID task force because they got to, factor in. Well, it's been said that people been getting COVID amongst those who already have it. What they got? How you gonna do about that, Pastor? This not maybe not be a good idea. Well, how about we have them sign a waiver that they never caught it here? So even if they do catch it, it's still not our fault. Mm. I'm just telling you. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Now watch this. Naturally, hold on, let me see. Flippin also said this was the team decision after he created a COVID task force. Every meeting we were looking at what COVID is doing in our neighborhood. So they had to factor in people were still catching, catching this mess, after being so-called, jabbed, right? And doing in our neighborhood of the church and what COVID doing around the country and the state. Naturally, not everyone in the congregation and community agrees with this decision. I got a nasty note, and she said, shame on you, false prophet, for turning people away who want to come to church. Flippin said. Flippin said they even had to let a staff member go who refused to get vaccinated. That's a way to stand your ground right there. You're gonna lose your position in the church. That's what I'm talking about right there, boy. People are going through it to stand his ground. Going through it. Imagine you getting kicked out the church because you refuse to get vaccinated. That right there is powerful. I love it. I love that right there. You refuse to get vaccinated? Oh, no problem. We're just gonna kick you out. Don't worry about it. Go ahead. Just go and have a seat. It's all right. Go and have a seat. I don't want to come to your church. So they refuse to get vaccinated. Guess what? They can no longer come to the church at all. They've been kicked out the church for refusing to get vaccinated. Philippians' prayer is that more. Look at this. Look what he's praying for. Look where his heart is at. Look what he's praying for. He's praying for more people to do what? Get vaccinated. Philippians' prayer is that more people get the vaccine to stay safe. I am so hopeful that they follow the science. Wait a minute, hold up. I have to follow me as I follow Yah. Philippians' prayer is that more people run to the serpent. I want y'all to know that. I want y'all to notice that. Philippians' prayer is that more people will run to the face of the serpent. Run here for help. Run to the serpent for help. Run here. That's his prayer. He don't need to pray for nobody else. Philippians' prayer is that more people get the vaccine and stay safe. I am so hopeful that they follow the science, not the politics, not the theories or gossip. I guess he want to have his own experience. He want to get his own testimony. Philippians said at least 5 of the churches have reached out to him wanting to follow his lead. The church has also organized COVID testing and vaccination fairs, hoping to encourage those in the community to get vaccinated. Ooh, some troublesome times right here for him. Troublesome times. He is telling people to go ahead and run to the snake. When the scripture says, run from the snake, as from sin. So this is crazy right here. If y'all got any more crazy news, send it on through. But that's all I have right here for now. What is happening? I know there's a couple other things that's going on right now. Oh yeah, I wanted to add. I'm gonna do another video. I want to talk about Homeboy, and I want to put this in y'all ears. I want y'all to hear this in your ears. Not like Craig Mack, but I'm just let's if we can get there. The dude who was talking about the 500 trillion, calm down. Those who talking about the 500 trillion, let's go ahead and look at it. 500 trillion. This one right here. Yes. Love it. But there's a couple discrepancies that's in here. And I definitely want them to be duly noted. And I want y'all to be thinking about it. All right. All right. No.
The second death.
That just sounds scary. I don't know what is this. Now, people try to show up with a vaccination. All right, look.
Our freedoms, our liberty, treason, fraud.
And I'm going to get out the way.
For $500 trillion. My name is Scott Workman. I am the founder of Friends of the Original Constitution. We are.
All right. Now, there is some things that's popping off with that. All right. So we need to go ahead and make a definite, precise decision right now. All right. Let me show what I mean. We're going to bring up the Constitution. All right. So we'll bring it back to the beast in his image. Let me show you this real quick. We're going to hit this real quick and then go back to that. All right. Watch this. He was covered and Sardis. Right. Revelations 3, right? Um, it's Revelation 4, 3. There it is. All right. The throne of heaven. Look at the colors. At once I was in the spirit, and I saw a throne standing in heaven with someone seated on it. Watch this. The one seated there looked like jasper and cornelian, and a rainbow that gleamed like an emerald encircled the throne. Now, woo, follow when we bring it out. So we're bringing it out. I was born in May. Do anyone know what the birthstone is for May? Let me show you what that birthstone is. May birthstone. I've checked this out many years ago. You see it? It's the emerald. Emerald is the birthstone for May, a symbol, watch this, of rebirth, like a reincarnation, right? It's believed to grant the owner foresight, good fortune, and youth. The grace of Father derived from the word smaragdus, means quite literally green in Greek, which is the same thing as what we see here. Well, watch this. We're about to go and just take it on there. Let's go on to the Hulk. Hulk. When was he born? The Hulk was created in, watch this, Dayton, Ohio. Bam. Right here. And he's green, right? Coincidence? And he was born in what, 1969, I think. I was born 10 years later. After that, it's crazy, right? So Dayton, Ohio, Incredible Hulk. May's birthstone, emerald, and it literally means rebirth. Rebirth. Like literally a branch out of his root will grow. Literally, like Isaiah 11, like to the T. Man, I just thought I want to put that in there real quick. Let's go on. Now, the one seated there looked like jasper and cornelian. Now we're gonna go ahead and look at this jasper real quick. What color is jasper? All right, look at this color right here. You see this color? This color is literally the color of, look at the color, it's brown, right? So we got brown, orange. You don't ever really see it in white because they wouldn't have that there. But you see the color is what? It's brown. So it says the person who's sitting on the throne is of the color of jasper. Now watch this. And cornelian. And cornelian. So watch this. Look at that color. Is that color white? Can it be white at all? Nope. It's gonna be more brown. More brown than anything. Look at it. So the Messiah was, look, this color. He was colorful. Now, if the word is showing and telling the world that he is dark skinned, what color would Satan make the image of his Messiah? Pale as hell, leprous. Exactly. He gonna make him leprous. He has to go what in a total opposite. So his image is gonna be a white Jesus, a white Messiah. And then he's gonna name him, guess what? Jesus. And Jesus simply means pig, right? Earth pig. People like, well, that name don't mean nothing. Yes, it does. It's a curse against us. It shows us what we were doing. At that time when we was calling on the name of Jesus, we was eating pigs from the earth. So the color of the Messiah that the world would be seeing would be what? A more lighter skin Messiah, right? He'll be a white Messiah on a cross. There we go. There we go. See the beast in his image. Since the word tells you that he is dark skinned, and those who don't want to believe the word and say, well, we're not supposed to be caught up on colors. The Father obviously is. If he wasn't on color, then he would never have wrote it here. To tell you even the truth, let's go ahead and let's break it on even down even more. The enemy, who is literally called the devil, it tell you his color then too. And he's the one who's going to tell you that the Messiah is white when he himself is the same color as the Messiah. El Stupido. And people believe it. El Stupido. Let's go. It tell you his color. Number one, right here, starting at verse 13. Thou hast been in the Garden of Eden. Every precious stone was thy covering. Covering means what you were covered in. Look at the first covering that's on him, the sardius. Wait a minute, hold up. So we just got through seeing what the sardius is. So you mean the enemy is literally, we got Jasper. Let's look up sardius. Because sardius is going to be the same exact thing. Sardius. Boom. And then you see Jasper's in there too. Bam. There we go. Sardis is the same thing as Jasper. Bam. So the enemy is this color. This color. Same color as what the Messiah is. That's sitting on the throne, which could be also the Father. The Father is this color. So the enemy's job is to make a image of what the Messiah is, to give you someone to worship. So I says those who worship the beast and his image, meaning if the Messiah is this color, then the image of the beast will be made from Jesus on a cross. The beast will have his image in the color of white automatically. His image is going to be white. And inside of that image is going to be the image of the beast, the watermark of the beast. So you know that the Father is not with this image. This image is going to be contaminated every single time. Like this right here. Most people don't even know. We just put it out because we were making fun of them, sometime last week. But most people don't understand. The very same thing that we're fighting against is the very same thing that's in this picture. Most people don't even see it. All they see is a cross. And look at this dude. He looks starving right here. Like he's like, oh, I wish manna would fall. So he got his nails right here in this hand, but this don't look nothing wrong. Nothing looks wrong with this picture until you begin to take a little bit closer look at this picture examination. Let's look at here first. Right here, that looks like an eye. And that looks like a whole lip with his mouth open, like gnashing of teeth. Like something else right here. Like it's a whole face. Over here is a whole nother face with something coming out of it. And here's the mouth right here. Here's the nose right here. Now, let's go a little bit higher. Right here, you have two eyes. Right here, this rib cage is literally the body of a literal cobra, the beast and his image. So the image of the beast will be made to be white, will be the opposite of what dark is, which will be white. So the beast in image. So those who've been worshiping the beast in his image. That's why it says those who've been in this practice to get out of it. Because this is the reason why tribulation is coming upon the earth. Right here is the muscles of the face of a cobra. For those who don't believe, let's bring it up. Cobra. Boom. The image of a cobra right here. And you see the same thing also with yoga. You see the same thing also with what? With Egyptology. You see the same thing also with Arabs. All religions have some kind of cobra or some kind of snake to it, the beast in his image. Meaning that's why the Messiah says, I am the way, the truth, and the life. Because he will be hidden all other religions as one. Two eyes. This is literally his mouth or him standing up. But this is a cobra. So we was making fun, and then we had one of our own, Rochelle, who came out and said, like, that looks like a cobra on his chest. So, and we can see the beast in his image. We can see that. And now we see that those who are worshiping Jesus are the ones that's getting the vaccination. When they don't understand that their enemy also is covered in the same color as the Messiah or the Father. And they're causing, and he is the one causing people to worship something totally opposite of what the color of the Father or the Son is. The beast and his image. The people been worshiping this image for over hundreds of years. So now they're being made to get a mark in their hands. That's what this vaccination is. The Father's further, like, completely separating himself from them. Completely. Right? All right. So we done explained that to the T. I think y'all got that, right? For those who don't get that, I pray you look at this video again, and then maybe hopefully that will literally sink in, because it's pretty much clear right there. This is powerful right here. Does that make sense? I know that makes sense to a lot of people who are in Goshen, but does it make sense for those who might be watching this for the first time? So we understand that what you've been told about Jesus, we understand that, but we're trying to show you that that the Messiah cannot be the color that the world portrays him in. That will be the image of the beast. And while destruction will be coming on the people who think they believe when they don't believe, you have been duped and you're believing something that is not real. That's not his color. Okay. All right. So that's why I wanted to show you the color of what the Son and the Father is. It is a dark color. No matter how you want to look at it, it's dark. Dark. Nowhere, shape, form, fashion is this white. There is no white colors in here. Everything is dark, is of color. So this does not fit in the color of what they try to put the Messiah in any shape, form, or fashion. Period. This color is not white. This is not white. This is not white. This is not white. This is not pale. This is not leprous. None of these pictures is of anyone who is leprous or white. None. So they need to stop with that. This is no picture of where he will be white. None. But people are starting to hate it. The Messiah is dark skinned. And you all have taken the Messiah's people and treated them how y'all want to treat them. Now you got judgment coming upon you all over the world and don't want us to take over. Too late. It's over. So you either stand with us or get ran over. Period. So everyone receiving this vaccination, you are being cut off by the Father. He is cutting you completely off. It's a wrap, son. You know, let them take you out if you want to. You see the sardis here, and you see also jasper. This is all the colors of the enemy. I just love that part right there, the emerald part. It's just beautiful, right? All right. I just love how the throne was that same color, right? The rainbow, the one that seated looked like jasper and cornelian, and a rainbow that gleamed like an emerald encircled, and a rainbow that gleamed like an emerald encircled the throne. That gleamed like an emerald encircled the throne. See what rebirth means. I was like, check out what rebirth means. Let's do it.
Rebirth.
The process of being reincarnated or born again. The endless cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. The action of a reappearing or starting to flourish or increase after a decline. Revival. Rebirths. Rebirths. The rebirth of a defeated nation. Revival. Renaissance. Renaissance. Resurrection. Reawakening. Renewal. Resurgence. Regeneration. Restoration. So the color of emerald is the color of restoration. Look at this. New beginning. Revitalization. Rejuvenation. Reincarnation. Revivification. All of it is all starting with a new birth, restoring, restoration. And the king says what? That the Father says in Isaiah 11 that this king will come and restore what was taken. And literally, my birth, my birthstone is that of the color for restoration and new beginning, revitalization, rejuvenation, reincarnation. All these things. Talking about the born again. You must be born again. So yeah, revival. So with that, I'm about to get up out of here. May the Father's will be done on the earth. Stay alert out there. What's going on and what's happening, because it's a lot going on right now. But just keep, if you got any kind of news, anything that's popping off, send it my way because I love to bring it out. and show it to the peoples. Remember, truth is not biased, it's absolute. King out. All right, hold on. I remember something. This is what we was talking about. All right. I want to put this out here. This dude is talking about suing the federal government. Look how much he's talking about suing the government for. Now, that's exactly what we trying to sue the government over as well. So if we're gonna go look at the original Constitution, as this man has just stated, since we need to go ahead and do our due diligence and see what the heck we're gonna be trying to sign, right? Let's go see what that is like. All right. So the original, the Constitution of the United States of America transcription. All right. We need to know what the heck is American Constitution. Most people don't know what that is. They've seen it, but we need to see. He says he wants to restore it to the originality. Now, if we're going to the original Constitution of the United States of America, I want to know what I need to know. Were we free at this time? At the time that the original Constitution was created, was we free? Let me go ahead and show this because I know y'all people like screen is black. With the original Constitution, were we free? We need to read the words of the original Constitution because he didn't say the amended Constitution. He said the original Constitution. He wants people to get caught up in their words, get caught up in their emotions, like, oh, yes, get them. And then you sign this Constitution and put your butt right back into slavery. So the slavery that they want to do, when then they ain't got to pay us nothing, right? Because we done rightfully signed those freedom away to actually go back home. We need to find out what he's talking about. And then they're talking about, $500 trillion when they ain't even thought about one time. Then he knows he included slavery in that $500 trillion. And he said we will give everyone $100,000 for everything. Now watch this. Wasn't that what they was trying to say the first time for slavery? Say give every single black person $100,000 for the slave trade. Do you see what I'm saying? Still give you $100,000 if they said it first time. This was the higher ups, what they wanted to give you anyway. They're prepared to give you $100,000. But the last time I checked, Genesis chapter 15 didn't talk about anyone else receiving funds with us. Now, what's happening to America is judgment because of how they treated us. So we can give a damn about them being taken over by COVID-19 and all the other crap. We don't care about that. That's y'all fault. That's y'all judgment. That you got to deal with that. Now, there's some other stuff that's in here that deals with solely with us. Let's see if we can see the nations too. Let's see if we can see the nations. And when the sun was going down, a deep sleep fell upon Abram, and lo, a horror of great darkness fell upon him. And he said unto Abram, know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs. I say that America is not ours. Okay. So we meet that part of the UK, all these different parts of the world we put in, don't, it's not ours. So people keep saying, oh, but there was black people here. Yes, because part of this land belongs to Ham. Oh, wait a minute. Ham is black. Yes, it is. That's exactly where the black people are at. So, like, the people who were here in America were of the seed of Ham, right? That's why Indians and Africans do like the same crap. It's the same stuff. Those Indians were Hamitic, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. I don't see nowhere in here included of the nations. And also that nation whom they shall serve, which is America, and I'll do it for as is the UK, United Nation. Also that nation, the United Nations, the UN, whom they shall serve, will I judge, and afterwards shall they come out with great substance. So the Father's going to judge the United Nations for what they've done to us all over the globe. White people was not included in this. America is included with the United Nations, so they're going to serve in their punishment. But they're trying to give us the okie doke by offering $500 trillion. That way, you what? You said all your debt's going to be cleared away. Okay, that's cool. But we're going back to original declaration of the original Constitution. We need to see what that is, because the original Constitution do not include you. They don't even see you as real people. So let's go look at that. The original Constitution. Let's do the PDF. Let's do it. United States of America. Let's do it. This looks so small. Constitution of United States of America. So let's do a full article. Let's do it. The fundamental law of the U.S. federal system of government and a landmark document of the Western world. The oldest written national constitution in use. The Constitution defines the principal organs of government and their jurisdictions and the basic rights of citizens. For a list of amendments to the U.S. Constitution, see below. The Constitution was written during the summer of 1787 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, by 55 delegates to a constitutional convention that was called ostensibly to amend the Articles of Confederation 1981 to 89, the country's first written constitution. Constitution was the product of political compromise after long and often rancorous debates over issues such as states' rights, representation, and slavery. Delegates from small and large states disagreed over whether the number of representatives in the new federal legislation should be the same for each state, as was the case under the Articles of Federation, and different depending on the state's population. But this is not the real one that's written right here. They're talking about it. A further compromise on slavery prohibited Congress from banning the importation of enslaved people until 1808, Article 1, Section 9. After all the disagreements were bridged, the new Constitution was signed by 39 delegates on September 17, 1787, and it was submitted for ratification to the 13 states on September 28. Now watch this. The original Constitution did not have that abridged thing. This is not the new Constitution. So if he's talking about the new Constitution that included us not being slaves, then maybe okay. But he said the original Constitution. We have to listen to their words. So then later on, like, well, you agree to this? Like, no, we didn't. So that need to be brought out. Y'all talking about what? You trying to go back to the original Constitution when we were slaves? Oh, that ain't gonna work for us. And on top of that, as soon as they get their money, we're gonna sue them for the money that they just got. So if America, so we're gonna sue them for the all right. So they're gonna like, well, we put slavery in this. No, that don't count. That's not the word. The word says that we receive a double portion. We receive more than y'all receive. Y'all was trying to get the same amount that we get. That we are not the same. We are not the same. We are different. That's why y'all been treating us like y'all been treating us, because we are not the same. So we need to post this. When we post this video, we need to post the video, post the picture or MPEG, whatever, of the United States Constitution. We need to go over this Bible because this Bible is pretty long. But we talking about the original Constitution before its amendments, that ain't gonna work. That's not gonna work. America is suffering because America is going to suffer that way. Why? Because what she has done to us. So dude is having a problem like, we have been taken. Hey, y'all took us.
To take back what they have stolen from us, and additionally for bribery, treason, fraud, murder, corruption, collusion, conspiracy, pedophilia, sex trafficking, slavery, and kidnapping.
You see? They added slavery in all of that. They added slavery in all of that. So who is behind him to add slavery? Slavery should be in a whole nother category, not tied in with what the nation is going through. Yes, America is confounded on all these things that she did, because all this stuff is going to bring forth judgment on her. But we are a different people. Slavery is a whole nother total different amount. We are not the same. So to add our $500 trillion in with slavery, that is literally to make our suffering that our people went through and what we've been going through as nothing. We're asking for already $500 trillion alone for slavery. They're asking for $500 trillion for what's been done to them now. But don't understand that this part of the judgment that the Father has placed upon them. It is what it is. So dang it, since sit here and take what y'all is what's happened to y'all. Why? Because y'all did this. Y'all made this bed, now lay in this mug. Y'all made this bed, lay in it. For real, lay in it. I'm just telling you. So let the word of God be true. Do not get caught up in at all. Don't get caught up in this whirlwind. It's beautiful what he's saying, but we need to look at some deficient. We need to look at some definites. Number one, the original Constitution did not include you. After things were amended, then they start to include you later on. But we're not about to go back to ground zero from what other people have actually done and what the Father has worked through other people giving their lives and stuff like that, to go back to zero, where they want us to go back to, and just accept $100,000 for our suffering and everything. $100,000 today is nothing. Father said great substance. $100,000 is not great substance. Why are you going to be giving $1 trillion to watch this to businesses? They want to give trillions of dollars to businesses to keep them going. Give you a measly $100,000 for what you would have suffered through slavery. So it's still the white man still pulling the strings. It's like, hey, look, y'all didn't like the COVID-19, what we was trying to do to y'all. All right, we sorry about that. But we have other money that we can go another route, okay? We just want y'all to come up on us. We just want to, let's do away with this slavery. There's all this stuff is coming up because of slavery. They know they got to pay for it. So they want to add in the number $500 trillion for everything, including slavery, so we can get this behind us. Why? Because we know you're supposed to take over everything, and we don't want that to happen. So we just gonna give y'all a couple of dollars and say, shut up about what we did to y'all. Hell to the no. That ain't happening. Y'all go ahead and do this $500 trillion, and we're gonna do a whole nother $500 trillion for slavery. In fact, we need to get that going. We need to get that going. All right, so outside of this, what they're doing here, then we're gonna take a lawsuit and have it against all of America, including the ones who said this is for what he say again? The new constitution. What he said, we're gonna do one against him. So once the new constitution is put in, we want to sue them because they are part of the slavery. Y'all don't get away with this. They want to try to make it seem like they're excluded from what they parents did. You don't live lavishly off of the backs of our ancestors and us still. Politicians, how you got your nice little job right now? You know what I'm saying? With the flag of America back there, with the blood of our ancestors on your back wall. And then you supposed to be innocent. You got me bent. We're gonna go ahead and take Mr. Clean and clean his pockets out too. See what about the Mr. Clean. I could not help myself. Mr. Clean. Clean. That's exactly what he looked like. It's Mr. Clean right there. Mr. Clean. There he is moving somebody's floor, just scrubbing. Just. Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean. So we got Mr. Clean on here.
Conspiring with the American Medical Association, the CDC, and Big Pharma.
How do we know that he's not a part of it? And the other people are because the way that he came out with $100,000 for the people, it's not gonna work. We are on a whole nother level. So listen what he's talking about, but that we formulate something of our own, for our own, from our own. Not them dictating, this is what we want to give to you. They have no say so in what they are prepared to give to us. Whatever we say, that's what they're going to give. Point blank, simple. So we need to have one come up with our own. Not what he's talking about. We rally behind them again. Yay, yay. No, I'll forget that. Y'all have that. That's cool. But we need to have one of our own too. Prepared by one of our own. Because I don't trust them. I don't trust no white person at this time. I just don't trust you. You got snake tendencies. So I don't trust you. At all. So that's what I want to put out there. We need to come up with those who have done this as a job. We need to come up with a petition of our own. And I got the petition thing. I need to sign it. We need to actually make one, create one. Make a petition. We're making a petition. And this petition is to sue the United Nations. Belgium went into our land. We're suing not just the daughter of Babylon, we're suing where America comes from. The UN. We're suing all nations, all at one time, for what they have done to us, period. And all debt is to be completely erased. Child support, all of it to be erased. IRS, anything that you owe, medical records, all of it taken away, court cases, all expunged. Anything that you have occurred in this land literally leads to be erased and not counted against you, period. So, with that being said, now I'm gonna get up off here. You know, we're gonna be working on something now because it's our time to do our thing and get our stuff. Let the Father do what He's gonna do. The Father said He's gonna do something, and we need to trust Him to do it. But we need to come up with our demands. Like, you know what? This is what we want. Y'all talking about this for y'all, but hey, y'all included in this too. People are trying to run away from responsibility of what they did to us or what their ancestors did to us. Forget that. They're trying to say it's American government. Da 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 da. Nope. Y'all was a part of it too. Y'all was saying, you know, colors versus the whites. That was not all the government. That was y'all mentality too. And y'all want to just to try to run from it. No, forget that. Stand here and take this whooping. Let's go. All right, King out.
Yeah, so we are here at Truth Colors today, and today I blew my brother Yasha's mind, you know, by telling him something that he didn't even know about, you know. You see, the Father works in amazing ways. Yasha has had, see the background that I have right here, it has many colors, the Truth Colors background. So Yasha has had it since he started his YouTube channel. So me in the process of doing my reading my stuff and all that, I've read about the coat of many colors. You know, the father, all the patriarchs in the Bible used to have that coat. It goes down from Adam all the way till Joseph, and you know, during the period of Joseph is when the coat kind of disappeared, but it was the coat of many colors. The same thing is what my brother Yasha here has, Truth Colors. So you guys need to know that where all the colors for the truth are is where the Father dwells. So this guy has the truth and it's the bomb. If you guys are still double-minded, it's for your own doom. Check him out, always listen to his words. The Father says you listen to what he tells you. You don't look at what he's doing. Listen to what he's telling you. If you follow the instructions, boom, you'll be saved. If you look at Adam and Eve, they didn't follow the instructions. The Father gave them the instructions, they went away from it. They did their own thing. They leaned onto their own understanding. But right now, He's speaking to all of us through Yasha. So we're supposed to listen to what Yasha is telling us. Truth Colors, that's where the truth is. The way, the truth, and the lie. Yeah, my boy.
Yeah. Appreciate it, fam. Appreciate it, fam. I do.
All right, you gonna cut it?
Yeah. All right, fam.
CME family, thank you for subscribing and supporting my Patreon channel, where the truth is not biased, it's absolute. I dedicate this channel through Nzambi Zulu to the awakening of my people and discovering who they truly are, to bring out information and revelation that they may not see anywhere else. And as we embark on this journey together, feel free to shop with us. OBYU, featuring our brand, Goshen Black. You can also purchase New Truth music from me, your boy Heart of Song, aka Music, featuring Etana, Nzambi, JG, The Messenger, and other great artists on CD Baby and iTunes. It's time to awaken to the truth and power. Aren't you tired of being lied to? Truth speaks. Truth awakens. Truth colors.
the Psalms.
Revelations. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image, and receive his mark into his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Elohim, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. And the smoke of their torment ascendeth up forever and ever. And they have no rest day nor night who worship the beast in his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. Satan cast into the lake of fire. And the devil that deceived them was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone, where the beast and the false prophet are, and they shall be tormented day and night forever and ever. The great white throne. And I saw a great white throne, and him that sat on it, from whose face the earth and the heaven fled away, and there was found no place for them. And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before Elohim, and the books were open, and another book was open, which was in the book of life. And the dead were judged out of those things which were written in the books, according to their works. And the sea gave up the dead which were in it, and death and hell delivered up the dead which were in them. And they were judged, every man according to their works, in death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. And whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire. But I will tell you what will happen to cowards and to everyone who is unfaithful.